Hello, everyone. Thank you very much for watching today. Sorry, I'm having a little technical difficulty trying to connect to Facebook. So I'm just recording this, going to upload it in a few minutes. So all the people watching on Facebook, sorry, I'm a little delayed today. But today, sorry about my voice, still a little hoarse today, getting over my sinus infection. But I always love to do these videos, so a little illness is not going to stop me. But today, the topic today, and of course I picked a longer topic, so my video will be a little bit longer, is the 12 steps to success. So I listened to a podcast from some successful agents a few years ago, and I wrote these down. They're in my notes, and I review these every once in a while, and I take some of these and put into some of my other videos. But today, I'm going to give you the 12 things that I feel are the steps, the minimum steps you need to take daily, weekly, quarterly, to be a very, very, very successful agent. So in any business, there is a checklist. Like, I use this example a lot. Like in a restaurant, when you open up the restaurant for the day, there's a checklist. There's a checklist. There's like, I've got to turn on the lights. I got to turn on the heat or the air. I got to make sure the tables are clean. I got to make sure the kitchen is running. I got to make sure the cook or chefs or the busboys or the servers, there's all these things that you have to make sure are ready before the customer comes in and before you can make any money. And there's certain things you have to do in every business. Like example, like when a pilot, before they take off in the plane, there's a checklist. Make sure this safety checklist. Make sure this is right, that's right, this right there, before they could succeed and take you on a successful flight somewhere. So again, I could go on and on about hours of different businesses, but in real estate, here's 12 things to think about minimally you should be doing. And if you're not hitting your goals and you're not doing it consistent enough and you're not getting to where you want to be over a long period of time, or at least not in a day or a week or a month, but over a year or 2 years, think of some of these things and if you're really doing those things. So number one today is your mindset. Spend some time every day, maybe up to an hour, of making sure that you have the mindset, that you have the confidence to do the things you want to do to succeed, that you have the confidence that you know you're the best person for the job, that you're going to be able to handle what comes at you and do the things that you need to do. So you got to make sure you're in the right mindset. And every time I say this, I think about mindset and preparing yourself for the day or meditation or whatever. I always think about those sports stars, when you see, every time when they're showing basketball players or football players getting off the bus, coming into the game, or just coming in to the stadium or arena where they're playing, almost all of them have headphones on. And my take on that is they're listening to things that are motivational, pumping themselves up, whatever music, and they're drowning out the things that they don't want to hear, the people screaming at them, hey you, hey what's going on, hey, and distracting them. They're laser focused on what has to be done. Like you see those boxing movies, and you see those the fighters in the back preparing themselves, pumping themselves up, laser focused on what they're going to do. That's mindset to me. Number two, practice. Spending time every day practicing. If you're not doing, you should be practicing. If you're not on the phone every day, calling and honing in your skills of communication with people and buyers and sellers and listing appointments and sphere of influence, if you're not doing it, you should be practicing it. Just like back to sports, professional teams, if they're not playing a game that day, guess what they're doing? They're practicing. And they're practicing almost every day, maybe taking a day off of the week. But what do professionals do? If they're not playing, they are practicing. Number three, contact your sphere of influence a minimum of quarterly. Minimum. Everybody in your sphere of influence. Email, call, text, mail, door knock, whatever, you must minimally be contacting your sphere in one of those avenues or more once a quarter. Number 4, I think a good goal every day is 30 contacts a day. 30 contacts, 30 calls, 30 texts, something. And I'm over the years, I've used text just as good as calls, in my opinion. I mean, of course, calls are better than get a conversation, but some people just like to text. I am a texter because I'm on the phone doing things every day. If I'm not on the phone, I'm texting people, and I know that's a form of communication to some people, because I have some quality conversations with people over text in between calls and things that I'm doing. So 30 contacts a day. Number 5, follow up daily with all of the quality or leads that are moving soon. Daily. These are people that buyers, potential sellers are going to list any day now. And buyers to say as soon as the properties find the right property. So many times agents forget to contact people daily that are active right now. Example. First thing I hear from agents, I lost a buyer. My first reaction is, did you contact them every day? How did you lose that buyer? Sometimes it's over. They showed them a couple houses. They spent weeks with them, and then there was no houses on the market for them to see. They didn't touch base with them today. They didn't touch base with them, but still on their mind, they're going online. They're calling other agents. They're talking to other people. Hey, I thought a house went up for sale down the street. And next thing you know, they're calling a yard sign or driving by, not calling you because you didn't call them for 2 days. So you got to follow up with people daily. Because you never know when they're going to make that decision or think that you never know someone's thought process of when that break of relationship happens. Some people are like, I haven't talked to you in 2 days. Yeah, obviously you don't care about me. Some people it's longer, but you never know. Number 6, 5 new appointments a week. Meet quality listing appointments and or buyer appointments of sitting down over the phone, Zoom, with the actual listing appointment and or buyer appointment, like you're pre-qualifying that buyer. They're going to be moving soon. They want to actually talk to you about houses, about what they're looking for, when they're going to move. Not a general prospecting call that they're thinking about buying 3 years from now, but someone that is actually going to do something soon. So that's a minimum goal of 5 quality contacts like that of people going to move soon a week. Number 7, pre-qualify all of your appointments. All of your appointments, like the ones I just talked about, those pre-qualify them that they're ready to move soon, they're buying or selling soon. Pre-qualify them, because if not, it's just really a sphere of influence call. So pre-qualify them that these people are really serious and are going to be making a decision very soon, or if not now. And those are that 5. So pre-qualify them that so you know that you're hitting their goal. Number 8, when over a year period or longer period, make sure that minimally, and I know some agents are like, that's really, really low. 50%, minimally 50% of all of the buyers that you show houses to, or at least start showing houses to, in every listing appointment that you go on, that you're getting about 50% of these. Some agents are out there like, every buyer I go out with, they stay with me and buy. If every listing appointment, I get that listing every single time. If you're a high producing agent and you got everyone, you're not going to get everyone. It's just a numbers game. If you're selling 60, 70, 80, 100, 120, who knows where you want to go with how many houses you want to sell. If you are getting 100%, that means you are not contacting enough and having enough appointments, or you're not ready to build your business into maybe a team and have to give out some of those leads to someone else. So if you're doing it all yourself and you're getting 100%, you might be able to push yourself a little bit more. So that's number 8. Number 9, call all of your sellers. Again, this has been on my list for a few years. So call all your sellers a minimum of once a week. The reason why that's on there, because this market is not going to be the same market A year from now, 2 years from now, 5 years from now. Someday it's going to switch. Someday we're going to have these listings. It's going to take 3 months, 4 months to sell listings. Oh my God, the world is falling apart because it's taking 4 months to sell a house. But in some markets, you have to remind agents, you've got to contact your sellers every week. Let them know what's been happening. My opinion, you should be talking to your sellers at the end of every day. At least a text or a call. Let them know what's happening. You should be the one giving them the news. My opinion on some listings, I know it's a lot of work sometimes, but depending upon how active that listing is, so you should be following up with them every time a showing appointment comes in. Showing appointment comes in, and you get that text notification from showing time. Excuse me. Text your client, hey, we got another appointment, and they kind of connect that with you. If they get a notification or a call from showing time or an automated go and show, and you don't communicate with them every time that's happening, they sometimes disconnect that. Are you really setting these appointments? Have you anything to do with these appointments? What are you doing for me? I know we're getting showings, but do you know what's going on? So I think that's a good way to stay in communication with your sellers every time someone goes, every time you get a feedback, and just instantly or within a short period of time, let them know that you know and you're watching. You're always watching what's happening in their listing. Number 10, 75% of, again, this is a little older in this market, 75% of your listings sell. Again, when we get into the market where not every listing's selling and things are just being hung up, what I mean by that is every listing sells. There's never been, as far as I know, a listing or a house has never sold. It's just time and price. That's it. That's it. You know, time and price. How long will it take, and at what price will it sell? And then eventually that buyer will show up for any property out there. So if you're not selling 75% of your listings, what are you doing wrong? Are you not pricing it right? Are you not marketing it correctly? Are you not getting a long enough listing agreement to sell that property? Example, I won't go into too much detail, but I'm happy to meet with agents one-on-one to explain absorption rate. What absorption rate is. Absorption rate is simply this. I'll quickly go over this, is that if there's a, in a certain market between, let's say, $200,000 and $300,000. There's $200,000, $300,000. 5 houses have sold in the last year. We'll just say year. 5 houses between $200,000 and $300,000 have sold in the last year. And if right now there's 10 houses on the market and only in that price range, and only 5 have sold in the last year, you could kind of do the math. It's going to take a minimum of 5 years to 1 year to 2 years to sell 10 houses if only 5 have sold. So if you have only 5 have sold in the last year and there's 10 houses on the market and you're taking a new listing, when do you think that it would take how long to get a listing agreement? If you only get a 30-day listing or 2-month listing or 3-month listing, what you might not be able to sell it because there's not enough time. So that's what I'm trying to say in that 75% rate. That's where you want to, you got to make sure you have enough time to sell it, price it right, or at least have a set notion of how long it will take. Every month, every couple of weeks, you're going to have a price reduction, and sitting down with those sellers and explaining that. Number 11, contacting every buyer lead you get on any one of your listings as soon as possible. I say minimum 10 minutes, or the longest 10 minutes. You have to contact all of your buyer leads that are coming on your listings. If these are buyers calling you, they don't have agents or they're not connected with their agents, and get in contact with them because they're just going to call someone else. So if it's a sign call, if it's something else, if you have enough listings and you're getting enough calls every day, do you have someone picking up your phone for you? Having a separate number for your listing signs or your advertising, so someone is picking up or returning those phone calls to let them know someone got that information, and an agent and or you will call them back as soon as possible. So you got to be on those buyers. Use your listings to get more leads. And if you don't follow up with those leads quickly, they're just going to go in the garbage. And 12, this is a hot topic with some agents, is pre-qualify financially your buyers before you take them out. Pre-qualify them before you get in a car and take your time. And also, next step is once you get there and show them a house, or before, getting a buyer's agreement. So pre-qualifying your buyers so you're not wasting your time, to make sure they're financially qualified. You know, again, some agents don't. Some gave them a free one, like I'll go one time, and then make sure they get pre-qualified before I go the next time. And same times with the buyer's agreement. Sometimes they'll show them one house, two houses, then get them on a buyer's agreement because they put in some time there. They don't like to, sometimes agents are like, I don't like to put them on a buyer agreement before I even show them a house, because they haven't even met me. They just talk to them over the phone, and it's kind of a little pushy. Again, but eventually, you should not be signing any properties or anything. Sorry, my dog's in the background barking. Make sure that all of your buyers are pre-qualified before you go too far with them. So that's it for today. And sorry, my Harley dog is barking today. But thank you very much for watching. Remember, reach out to me, call, text, email me anytime. We'll set up the time to help you with your business and go over this list and show you how to be successful in real estate. So have a great day, everyone. Have a great weekend, and we'll see you on Monday. Bye-bye.